Well, hello, hello, hello. How are you today? It's pretty darn perfect here in Northwest Indiana. I wish you were all here with me, but I will take the next best thing, which of course is having us all together for Live at the Loom. Just in case you haven't met yet, my name is Chris Acton with Acting Creative, and we have this little party every Thursday. It is so much fun, I have to say. It's a lovely gathering of weaving lovers from all over the world, which is incredible. So let's start things off right and say a huge hello to our wonderful gatekeeper, Lori. She is holding down the fort. She has already got comments lined up for me. She is ready to go. We are so fortunate to have her. So let me say some hellos here. Hello to Connie and Jennifer, our early birds. And Ernie's here. Hello, Ernie. Did I miss it? Where are you, my friend? And Anne is here. We love that. And Donna. Uh-huh. And Carrie is here. Okay, so Carrie has a new loom coming. Mm-hmm. Yes. We all give a big cheer. Carrie has a new loom coming. We are so excited for you, my friend. And we can't wait to hear all about it. That's gonna be awesome. I said hello to Anne, right? And to Donna. And Alex is here. Hello, Alex Madison. And Kim from Atlanta. And oh no, I'm so sorry. I've forgotten. We've not, what is your name? Hi from Wales. That's so exciting. I know Wales. I watched Welcome to Wrexham. I'm sure there's much more in Wales than just soccer, aka football. I'm sure there is, yes. Oh, Gemma is here and Jody is here. We love when Jody can show up. Jody is, if you guys don't know, Jody is the owner of Cotton Clouds, one of our favorite yarn stores. That is awesome. Yes. Oh, Mike Knoll is here. Ellen is here. Yay. Sherry is here. Ooh, Lisa and Emily. Oh, Dawn. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate that. That is fantastic. Okay, so Lori has already queued up some stuff for me today. That's amazing. Okay, so she says, Anne jumped in and says she just started some Overshot. Nice. First time. So taking it slow, having to concentrate a lot. That is the way to do it, though, Anne. That is absolutely the way. I know you had a follow-up question here. Any tips for keeping track of where I am in the pattern will be very much appreciated for Overshot. All right, friends, let's jump in and help Anne out here. What's your best tip for keeping track of where you are in Overshot? Because Overshot can be a little confusing. You're juggling two shuttles. You got the tabby versus the pattern, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, let us know. Let's see if we can give Anne some good tips here today for keeping up with some Overshot. Overshot is very fun. I'm very excited, Anne, that you're getting to try it out because it's a whole new world once you start wrestling with two shuttles, and it's very fun. Hello, Jennifer Fowler. She says she's still weaving houndstooth on both looms, crocheting a sweater, sewing workout clothes, and getting the rest of the garden planted. The garden is top priority this week. I believe it. Pardon me. I don't know about you, Jennifer Fowler. I'm sure that your garden is lush and green and going crazy. Mine's coming. Mine is coming along. The garden is we're getting there. It's a lot of things just starting for now, but it's going to be good very soon. I have radishes. Currently, I have radishes and lettuce. That's all I got right now. But I'm very excited about that. So, okay. Let's see. Oh, I like this. Mike says, excuse me. I love using arrows in the pattern. Oh, very nice. That's a good idea. Connie says, put the pattern somewhere convenient. Put a pin at each shot. Some way to kind of keep track as you go. Is that what you mean, Connie? I like that. Gemma says, I use my weaving app to help keep track. Oh, okay. I can see that. Gemma, do you have to refer to the app each time? Is that the Oh, there you go, Lori. See, you get it. Yeah, Gemma, let us know how that works with using a weaving app to keep track. Is that a constant you like keep track on an iPad or a phone, and then you're back to is it constant kind of juggling back and forth? Just curious. I've never gone that route. Ernie's in Flagstaff. Nice. Hoping to be on the road by noon. Head to Kansas City to pick up my something and then head to Wyoming. Woohoo! Boy, you're all over the place. This is why we love Always checking with Ernie to find out where he is, because you never know. You never know where Ernie is. Let's see. Carrie says, I just note the treadle order on paper and pencil ticks. I like that. Yeah. I know we've talked about this before, but over at Three Moons, she has it looks like an abacus kind of thing, but she drapes beads. That's the word. She drapes beads that have numbers on them from on her, I think it's on her beater book. And as you go, you slide them over. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but that's the idea is that you can have some kind of visual to help you keep track. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Let's see. Jennifer Fowler says she have 12 beds to plant. Jennifer, this is like a full-time job. That's amazing. I have 3 beds and some other weird little bits, and it's so fun though. And I have completely drunk the Kool-Aid, and I'm all in. I understand that. Mike says, I'm finishing the scarves for my aunt and dreaming about my next project. I love that, Mike. Welcome to the club. That is, how many of us are dreaming about the next project already? Gemma also recommended use index cards on a ring so you can flip the cards as you go. Oh, that's kind of a nice idea, Gemma. I like that. Very good. Very good. I think that's, Sam says she uses a home-built abacus. Oh, did I not turn? See, there we go. I have to hit the right button, folks. That's how this goes. That's how this works the best. Carla Purcell made it here. Woohoo! Hello, Utam. Is that how you say that? I'm so sorry if I butchered it. Hello. Let's see. Gemma says, I Weave It has a treadling thing for extra, okay? As you do a pick, hit the counts, and it loops as you get round to the next pattern. Okay, all right, so it's some way to keep track. I like that. That's awesome. Okay. Sue Ann says, I like making little cheat sheets to tape on the loom. Yeah, something to keep track of where you are. Hello, Sue Ann. How are you, my friend? That is awesome. Okay. Yeah, Kim says, I print out the draft, tape it to the loom. I use some small sticky note to mark my spot. I like that. Excellent. Sam says she has a home-built abacus. Sam, you're the coolest. Sam built her own abacus. Come on, folks. That is, who else do we know that has built their own abacus? That's amazing. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Sue Ann says writing it out makes me understand and memorize the pattern better. Sue Ann, I am with you there for sure. I find that for me personally, I tend to keep the pattern close by, whether it's attached to my loom or off to the side or whatever. And I really refer to it a lot for the first, 4 or 5 repeats. But then I try really hard just to memorize it. That's as long as it's not huge. And you know me, I don't do really complicated patterns. So it's usually pretty manageable. It's usually, usually, yes. Yeah. Jody Barra says, weaving with bamboo, getting the free pattern ready for the June yarn exploration. Jody, you come up with the best names for things, my friend. That is, don't you just want to be part of the June yarn exploration? I do. That totally, yeah, that sounds wonderful. Connie has 6 feet left on the curtains. Connie, this is very exciting because we feel like we have gone with you every inch of the way as you've been working on these curtains. We'll need lots of documentation to see them hanging in all their glory. This is very exciting, Connie. So thank you for sharing with us. We love that. Sue Ann says, I've tried tempo treadle, but honestly, I get confused if I have to unweave when using it. I could see how that'd be a challenge if you have some kind of a digital something to help you, but then it's not as flexible as you need it to be. I get that, Sue Ann. That yeah. Carrie says, I Weave It needs a version for Android. Oh, limitations, huh? I've never played with I Weave It. I have played with very few of those weaving programs, I must admit. Yeah. Mike says, the towels, towels are for my aunt, and I'm planning scarves next. I want to ask the council. Oh, I love this. Are we the council, Mike? That's exciting. I've never been on a council before. If I should do big, chunky scarves or I should do long fashion scarves. Ooh. All right, friends. What's the verdict for Mike? Big, chunky scarves or long fashion scarves? That's you weigh in for Mike. Let us know what I want to ask the council. That kind of made my day, Mike. Thanks. Let's see. Lisa says, help tips for the fold on double weave. Oh, you're interested about tips for fold on the double weave. Ooh, that's a good one, Lisa. Ooh. Okay, so how have you guys done some double weave? Have you played with that? Do you know what she's asking? Basically, if you're doing 2 layers at the same time, but you have 1 layer is going to be connected, so when it's done, it all unwraps and you have double the width. I may have done my hand motions may have been backwards, but you know what I mean. You're weaving 2 layers and one side is connected, so then when it's undone, it's twice as wide. What are your tips for keeping that fold so it's not crazy? Let's see. What have I used for that? That's a really good question, Lisa. I like that. I have heard of folks that will use like a heavy duty, like a fishing line, and just have it off to the side so that your yarns, they're not going to squish as much. So they have to go a little farther distance, and then you take the line out after it's done. I've heard that. I have not tried it myself. Mostly, I try to just be very aware that I need to don't tug, don't pull. What about you guys? How do you handle that? That's a really good. I think that's always a good tip. Is that how do you handle that, right? Let's see. Oh, I think this is back to our how do you keep track. Kim says, I make it to the end of the repeat before I stop weaving. That's a good tip. And that is something that seems logical, but until you're in it, you're like, you have to go to the actual end of the repeat before you come back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good tip, for sure. Yep. Let's see. Sue Ann says, eager to start new towels, but ran out of yarn due to changing my design, but not my yardage requirements. Ooh, we've all been there, Sue Ann. We've all been there. Today I should be getting some yummy new Cotton Clouds yarn. Thank you, Jody. See, we love Jody. I know. We're excited to see these towels, Sue Ann. That's going to be wonderful. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lillian says she's back to the April Weave Along. Woo! Although there's another commission. Look at you. Oh, Lillian. I love that. Lillian, you just finished. It was the vest, right? Lillian, the tone on tone vest. It was like a really creamy color. Beautiful. Really nice. Gemma's setting up for a rag rug. Lisa. Oh, Carrie says, when I do fold, okay, I skip a dent to reduce draw in. Great idea. Also try to put the fold at a change in the warp color. Ooh, aren't you smart? Very nice. That's a good idea, Carrie, because if you have if the top is a blue and the bottom is a yellow or whatever, and if that's where the fold is, it's going to be more subtle versus if the whole thing is blue. Does that help? That's a good tip, Carrie. Look at you go. You guys are so smart. The council is brilliant. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Donna says threading for Overshot now. Had to walk away from the inlay for a bit for my own sanity. Donna, we fully support any kind of mental health wellness breaks you need to take, please. Sometimes it can get very intense. We understand that for sure. By the way, as we're going through all our wonderful check-ins here, I just want you to know that you came on the exact right day because we have none other than Caryl Bohn with us today. And you may not know Caryl by her last name, but you know her because she is the Tartan weaver. Caryl is here and we get to see her space today. You are going to love it. I got a little sneak peek. It's so wonderful. So we're so excited. So don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss Caryl. We'll bring her in just a few minutes here. Gemma says she's nearing the end of the rainbow scarf. Aw, that's wonderful. That was really sweet, Gemma. We like that project for sure. Yeah. Lillian says it was a white on white vest delivered yesterday. That's awesome. See, here's what's interesting, folks, is that I love the fact that Lillian did a white on white vest for a friend for a commission. I never say never, but the odds of me doing white on white anything really, really slim. And is that what makes all of this wonderful? Is that everyone has their own kind of specialty and their own interest, and that is awesome. I fully encourage you to do white on white if you like that. For me, I'll be tossing on all the colors. I'll be doing all the things. Hello, Maureen. I'm winding on my warping board for a guild project. Okay, napkins for each of the members. Have we talked about the whole napkin thing, Maureen? What size do you have to do for this? Is there a standard size for a napkin? That is my question. Inquiry minds would like to know. Is there a standard size for? I've never made napkins. Is that true? I think I made washcloths. That's the closest I've ever gotten. And even then, I don't know that they were just a really small towel. That's kind of how I tackled it. Hello, Priscilla. Look at you. She is setting up her 8-shaft loom with the first 8-shaft pattern, the towel kit from Cotton Clouds. That's a perfect way to start, Priscilla. Fantastic. I like that. Mike says, I would like to sell these at my local guild sale in November. I think I want to do long scarves, but I want to do all the shadow weave, tencel, shadow weave scarves. Excellent. Shadow weave and tencel. That sounds beautiful, Mike. That sounds wonderful. And I'm very proud of you for starting now for a sale in November. That is really impressive because it's easy to get, caught up in all the other things and be like, oh crap, that's in 2 weeks. So I am very impressed, my friend, that you are tackling those things already. That is awesome. Oh, see. Okay, so Jody says I'm weaving 15 by 15 napkins, but they will shrink. Okay, so Jody, is the final kind of the end result? Are you looking for like a 13-inch square? What are you aiming for if you got 15 by 15, but they'll shrink? I'm just curious. Okay. Oh, wait. This is me, the one pushing the wrong buttons now. Sue Ann says, oh, you were in my neighborhood. What? Flew to Chicago for a funeral. I'm sorry. Weather diverted us to South Bend to come sit on the tarmac for 3 hours. It was a 10-hour flight and all. Oh, Sue Ann, that is long. But South Bend is like 45 minutes from me. You just call me next time. Just I'll make sure you have my information. Just reach out. I will drive over and we'll hang while you're waiting. Oh, it's not the tarmac for 3 hours though. That's no dice. If they didn't let you off the plane, that would have been hard to meet up. That's as I think that through. I'm like, okay, that's okay. Wow, that's yeah. Yeah. Maureen says, okay, back to the napkins. Good. The guild suggests that each napkin can be 24-inch, which includes 2-inch hems. We're using Berta Fry pattern. She was a guild founder. Oh, okay. I know her. Is Berta the one who wrote the book? There's a book from her. Is that right? Am I making that up? Okay, but a napkin is 24 inches. That sounds like that's much bigger than I would have anticipated, Maureen. I'm surprised by that, but thank you for sharing. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm always curious. Connie says she did napkins, started 17 inches and got 14 inches finished. Okay, all right. Okay, I can see that. I think the idea of a cloth napkin is very classic. That's just really lovely. Yes. Connie says Lillian's white on white is beautiful. My white on white is getting tedious. Okay, Connie, I like this. This is a very good point. I think it depends on the pattern. I think it depends on how it keeps your interest and how much you have to do. You, my friend, have had to do a lot. So yes, I think that's a very valid point. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Connie, for pointing that out. I like it. Okay. Gemma says she knows all about starting things now if you want to have them ready in the fall. Yes, because you have a big sale then too, don't you, Gemma? Isn't that part of the? Yeah, I like that. Okay, so if you haven't already shared with me, please let me know how your projects are going. What is on your loom? How are things shaking on your end? By the way, I was much more organized today. I have my mug warmer, working hard. Thank you, Alex Madison, for my mug warmer. We were on early. The girls, Caryl, Lori, and I were all having a little. Little chat session. So I'm almost out of my tea, anyways. But that was well worth it to catch up with the girls. So yes, okay. A couple things for us. First of all, if you are anywhere near the area, my local weaving store, 3 Moons Fiberworks, is celebrating 5 years. Yes, isn't that amazing? I am so proud of Rebecca and everyone who is part of keeping them going, which is awesome. 5 years. We're having a party this Saturday, so if you are anywhere near the Cheston, Indiana area, you are invited. Come on over. She's going to have a variety of artists there. She's putting together all of the big looms so they'll all work. I'm not going to remember the name of it, but she has one that is the size of a bedroom. It is enormous, and it's been sitting in pieces for a long time now, but she has it up, and from what I understand, she's going to have it running, which would be incredible. I can't wait. I'm going to be like, please, please let me do it. Let me try. I don't even know how many shafts and harnesses are on this thing. It is a beast. It is, yeah, it's crazy. So that is your official invitation for you. If you're anywhere near the area, come see us. I'll be there. I'll be there weaving. I'll do something. I always just want to be involved. Yes. Oh, thank you. Draw loom. Oh, thank you, Mr. Tom. Yes, the draw loom is finally, we're close. The goal is to have it ready by Saturday. So she's got less than 48 hours. She'll do it. She'll do it. She works well under pressure. Yes, the draw loom is finally up and working. Yeah, that's what it's called. Draw loom. Thank you. All right, what else do I have to talk about? Let's see. So, just in case you missed it, a couple weeks ago now, 2 weeks ago now, we released the Reading a Weaving Draft class. Woohoo! It's, I've kind of been chatting with you guys about what classes you would like to see in the future. And this was one of the options that you thought that you were very interested in. How do you read a weaving draft? So I put together a little something for us. And we had some promotional things going on this week, but don't you worry, the class is always available. It is, here's the spot. Here's the place to go if you would like to check it out and register for the class. It's available all the time. So you've got it forever and ever. It is a great resource, though. I try to make it just jam-packed full of all kinds of great information just to help you take that next big step on your weaving journey. Because once you know how to boy, it's hard to say. Once you know how to read a weaving draft, then there's hardly anything you can't do. It's really a great skill to have, my friends. All right. See, okay, I think I've gone through my list. Are we good here? I think it's time to bring Caryl in because we have some great spaces to see and stories to tell. Without further ado, please, everyone, welcome Caryl to Live with the Loom. There she is. Woohoo!
Hello, all my work friends.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you're here. That's awesome. Okay, so you gave me a little hint, but if you wouldn't mind sharing kind of your the way your day started, just to give everyone an idea of how.
The quickie, yeah. Welcome to my day. Let's see. I went out to give I raise alpacas, and I went out to check on them this morning, and I didn't have enough cookies in my pocket, which started a spitting war between the alpacas. I just happened to get there, and so I came in real quick and washed my hair to get alpaca spit out of it. And I went to go blow dry my hair, and the blow dryer was missing, and I couldn't find it. It turns out it's in the barn because the last time I used it to blow dry a chicken. So I was using the bedside fan to blow dry my hair. And when I went to go put on hairspray, it turned out to be bug spray instead of hairspray because that's what was under the sink. So, I mean, good bug spray, like mosquito repellent, not like roach killer. Right. But yeah, that's a typical morning on the farm.
Right? Yes. And you are in Nebraska, you said, right?
I am in Nebraska. Yep.
And how many acres you said that you're saying?
I only have 8, but I babysit 100 next door with cattle on it in the summer. Make sure nobody's got tuberculosis and help birthing babies. And yeah, it's a thing.
Kidding. Yeah, that's amazing. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so Caryl, how did you get into weaving then? Because it sounds like you have a lot of stories in your background and you've done a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, actually, I got into weaving back in high school. So back when like cavemen were banging rocks together. And I always loved it, but we're military, which means we move it every 2 years. And there's no way I would trust a mover with a loom. And there were times when we didn't have room for a loom.
Right.
And or the weather in the area we were living in would just eat a wood loom alive. Yeah. So it just was put on the back burner until we finally retired and I could make my own space. And until then, we came up with other hobbies that just kept the creative juices going. You know, crocheting, knitting, watercolors, photography, cake decorating, the world, whatever fit where we were living to keep my mind sane until I could settle down with my loom and all my little skeins of yarn.
Right?
So that's what we did.
I think that's fascinating, though, just how many things you've tried beforehand. I think that all has to play a part in how you are as a weaver, though, as you tried all these other things and learn what you like and don't like. And I think that's
exactly
amazing.
Exactly. Yeah, color theory kind of runs through everything, but you got to keep your hands going. You got to keep your brain going. It all makes sense once you look at the big picture, but it was always in the back of my mind that this is where I wanted to be, and I was going to get there, darn it, eventually. And as soon as my son moved out, I moved my studio from our walkout lower level, which is dark, into his bedroom. I painted the walls. I said, this is the first time in my life I've been able to say, I'm painting the walls, whatever color I want.
Whatever
It
I
doesn't
want.
matter. I'm not selling the house. I can put in shelves and put holes in the walls. The military won't let you do that.
Right.
And it was my space. And darn it, if I wanted a shelf, I was going to put up a shelf.
Exactly. Because you had the freedom to do that finally.
Yes, I did. And it's been
Yes.
fabulous.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Caryl, I know that tartans are kind of your sweet spot, that you love all of that.
That is my true love. Yep.
Yeah. What's the connection there? What's the, yeah.
You know what? I can't explain it. I have a friend that owns a fiber mill about an hour away from me, and she's 100% Norwegian. Excuse me, Swedish.
Okay.
I just felt her scream at me.
Yeah.
I'm Norwegian Scot. She's Swedish.
Okay.
She's a firm believer in genetic memory, and there are weavers in my past. Literally, there are last names of weavers that were weavers in my past.
Wow.
And I fell into it, and I just knew how to do it. I've never taken a class.
Wow.
It's just always been, I'll try other things, like we did the April weave along. I enjoyed it, but the whole time I was doing that, I was thinking of the next tartan.
Right.
I'm constantly looking at things. Yeah, I'm looking at things and going, how do colors play against each other? How would this look next to that? It just is. And when you finally find that in your life, it's like finding the right man. It's like the day your child finally can brush their own teeth and make their own bed. Right. It just clicks, and it feels amazing. Yeah. And that's your thing. Nobody else might get it, and
doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. It's my thing. Life is short. That's my thing.
I love that. Do you know what? Ernie asked, where in Nebraska are you?
I'm about 40 minutes north and west of Lincoln. So I'm on the very edge of the flat prairie land. I have a wagon train trail that goes just below my house from the 1880s. So
that's amazing. That is,
it's cool.
I love that. Very, very cool. Well, if you wouldn't mind, we would love to see your space.
I will. Let me get the camera switched around. So here is your nausea barf warning, everybody, because the camera flips on its own. I have no control over it. Here we go.
No one gets seasick.
No one gets seasick. That's right. I have to push buttons to get things to work here.
Right. I understand.
All righty.
Okay, here, I'm going to make sure that we
are we there?
Space. Oh, we're there. We're ready, Caryl.
Okay. I'm going to collapse. We're going to jiggle a little bit while I collapse this cool tripod that my husband let me borrow while he left. So that I could, he went to town to use their bandwidth so I could have it all today.
See,
so welcome.
Such a good egg. Thank you.
He is my military dude. Right. So I ran out of shelves and wall space, but I have my tartan. These are cottons because I'm allergic to wool protein.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is all my tartans, and this is they do it in reverse order. So this is for us. This is 16-2, but I'll go as small as 22-2.
Oh wow!
So it's like sewing thread. It's very fine.
So fine.
Very fine.
Is it mercerized, Caryl, or unmercerized? It looks
it's mercerized.
It's okay.
It is. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Just because, and it can be, tartan threads can be anything you want them to be.
Okay.
However, it behooves you to be smaller.
Oh, okay.
It behooves you to have some shrinkage in it and memory, because you want it to come together and make a cloth. You don't want individual threads.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
Yeah.
And now, Caryl, it's not a problem that it's made in cotton versus wool, though. That's not a problem versus like historical. Okay, gotcha. All right.
No. If you're a reenactor in one of those reenactor camps where, if you show up with a button or real underwear on from the modern age and they kick you out, then it's a problem. But no, for registration and for sample sending and wearing, there's a lot of people, and they recognize that now, that are allergic to animal fiber.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I know wool breathes and I know it wicks water, but if I put on wool in the middle of a Nebraska summer, I'm going to die.
Right? Yes,
so
exactly.
Cotton, it is. Yeah. So I mentioned earlier with you that I used to be an art quilter. And so this is my studio logo. This is Dunroven Station, tartan and tweed. So I design tartans and tweeds. And I have been asked, what's the difference between a tartan and a plaid? Well, plaid has been around since weavers are starting. We use ends. We like to mix color. Since we figured out weaving as human beings, we've made plaid, just even by accident.
Okay.
But tartan is a registered, very specific, think of it as copyrighted fabric that's got a very specific color order down to the thread. If you're off by a thread, it's wrong.
Wow.
It's very picky, and some of it's restricted. You can't wear it or weave it unless you get full permission. So,
amazing.
All thumbs are fingers, but not all fingers are thumbs, is how I say it. So,
but I think that's great though, Caryl, because I don't even know for me that I would have known precisely what the difference was between a plaid and a tartan. I've heard of them both, of course, but I've never really explored that. So thank you for sharing. That's really helpful.
Yeah, you can always call a tartan a plaid, but you can't always call a plaid a tartan.
Got it. Okay. So, thank you. Wow. So
yeah, all of these frames are fabrics I have designed and registered with the Scottish Tartan Authority, who are the gatekeepers and protect the fabrics.
Wow.
So I've got 12 now.
Oh wow.
That are mine.
So Caryl, what exactly does that mean to have it registered? What does that mean?
When you design a tartan, you need to research it and make sure it's not a copy or a close copy of a recognizable and registered tartan. Okay. And then the keeper of the books goes and double checks your work, and you create it, weave it, or have somebody else weave it, send them samples, and you can do it what you with it. You can use it as web page pictures. You can use it as make fabric out of it, or whoops, sorry. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, you can do anything you want with it after it's registered, but it's copy. Once you register it, that's kind of like a copyright.
Oh, so someone else can't do it unless they have your permission?
Right. When you register it, you can set permissions to it. Most of mine are, you can do it if you want to. You just can't make money off of it unless you cut me in. Sure. And or if you do something with it, let me know. I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
So most of mine are open. A couple of mine aren't. For example, the one for our homestead that I registered is only for people that work or live here.
Nice.
I have another one which is for that's called a registered house in the Hebrides. So it's our version of a historic home, a registered historic home.
Okay.
And the only people that can wear this tartan are the people that live at the house or work at the house.
Wow.
And then this one is for members and family members of a World War II combat battalion.
Oh, how
cool. Some of them are specific, some of them are fashion.
Yeah. And what are the sticks? What are those sticks that are hanging off your frames?
This is a way for a designer to mix and match colors and see how they look together. And it also helps when you're shopping for fiber to make sure you get the right colors that you've registered with.
Nice.
This is half the pattern. So, actually, that's an exception. Okay. This is half the pattern. So when you're warping, this is half, and then it flips and mirrors and goes another half. That's a full set.
Okay.
This is a half set.
Wow.
Yeah, they're truth sticks.
What are they called?
We call them memory sticks, truth sticks, witness sticks.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, and this is my warping wheel. So you guys have warping boards. I have a wheel.
Nice.
You can set it for different lengths just by moving the pins. And that gives you one section at a time.
Okay.
So that, because all mine are sectional beams.
Sectional beams. Got it. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Wow.
See, and my son made me these so I could see my alpacas while I was working. My little 3D printed alpacas.
That's fantastic. I love that.
So
that's very cool.
Yeah, this is my 1960s Norwood loom. This is my primary tartan loom.
Pretty.
And I've got one started. My son also made me these, which is how I keep track when I get up. I know I need to come back and I need to start with treadle 4, pass to 1 to start a new line.
Oh, clever.
So those are real handy because I flip them over and there's a 3 and a 2.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I like that. Very
nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, and instead of using a weaving draft, we don't use weaving drafts in tartan because, as you can imagine, we can have 1 or 2 in a color.
Right.
And so we actually use memory boards for those of us that don't use cards that actually change the shuttles automatically if you're doing it manually. So I keep track with a magnetic board.
Okay.
And then this can flip around and onto the side when I'm threading, so I can see it from either angle. So,
Wow.
when
That's
you get up to
intense.
pee, you can move the pin and race off to the bathroom and come back and know where you're at.
Know where you're
So,
at, right?
yep. And then I've got
Wow.
all my fibers. They're
Oh,
separated by fiber and size.
okay. Okay. Very good. Yeah.
Hmm.
Seems logical. I like it.
Yep. And then I've got all my storage for bobbins and shuttles.
Yeah. Very. That's
Obligatory,
lovely.
the obligatory scissor hangout, which when you need them, they're never there.
Okay, Caryl, didn't you say you made that
I did.
shuttle? That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
It's
amazing.
old fashioned closed pegs into a board, glued.
Oh, that's so clever.
Yep. Yep. And
Very cool.
yep. And this is Fergus. This is my rug loom.
Fergus. I love that.
Fergus. Yeah. He is always got work on him so that if I wake up at 3 a.m, like so many of us 50-year-old women do, I can come in here and I can work on my rug loom in the middle of the night and my husband can't hear me.
Right?
So
And weren't you saying, you said this is a walking loom. Is that what you said?
this is a walking loom. You can't sit down and work the treadles on this. You have to stand and you high step like you are on a Stairmaster. And
Wow.
it's hard on your glutes, but it tightens you up back there. It's real nice. Real nice. And then this is my closet full of fabric for my rug loom.
Love it.
And I stripped this all down in my sewing room, which is in the basement. So
wow.
there
Amazing.
is a lot. And this is dear Charlotte. Charlotte doesn't have a table yet, but this is my countermarsh loom that I just got that I was telling you all about.
Nice.
And
That's
this is my Norwegian band loom that I make. I make bands out of, christening bands, birthday bands, and wedding bands.
Oh, how cool. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Very
So,
nice.
just bookmarks, keychains, key fobs, usually for shows.
Is there, Caryl, is there a cap to how long you can make the bands, or no, not really?
Nope.
Oh, that's
No,
awesome.
well, I try to stop at 40 feet because I get tired of looking at it.
That's understandable. Yep.
But yeah,
that's a good rule.
So that's the studio. Keep bits and ends in there, and
wow, I
yeah,
love it. That is amazing. What a great space.
So
though.
Yeah, it's got great views. I mean, if it wasn't bright out, you could see, but it's bright.
No, that's really lovely. What a
So
wonderful space. That is fantastic.
the most important thing in here is that 1952 GE radio. I'm not sure I can stand it.
Nice. You gotta have some tunes while you're working.
You do. Now, I was listening earlier, and it was killing me not to comment, but my friends keep track of their place on their weaving draft by using those clipboards that have a sliding clear highlighting ruler like embroidery.
Yes. Yeah.
So throw that in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to throw in, because of comments the last couple weeks, don't forget these are your tools. And if your tools aren't working for you, either get new tools or modify the tools you have. Don't be afraid to make things work for you, because if you're not happy, you're not going to sit in your space.
Yeah, that's a great tip. That's a wonderful tip.
This is my example. This loom cost me an arm and a leg, but it would drive me crazy because every time I would slay that reed, there's no break on it and it would flop.
Oh, no.
So I bit the bullet this week and I drilled a hole.
Ooh, did you really?
I did. And so that when I line this up, I can put a ranching pin through there, a linch pin, and it stays exactly where I want it to until I'm done.
That is brilliant.
So make your tools work for you, because it just makes life easier. Life's too short.
Yeah, that is amazing. Oh, how wonderful. This is such a great space. I have many comments that say it's so neat. It's so tiny.
I'm an OC. Yeah, I did not clean. I'm an OCD. Look, I can prove I didn't clean. Look, there's trimmings on the floor. See, I didn't
clean. Oh my God, that cracks me up. Folks, you can take this to the bank. I'm never going to say that.
And you know what? The little robot vacuum, he's not allowed in here because he tends to choke on thread. Or my favorite thing is he'll come in here and he'll grab a hold of the end of one of my spools and he'll just eat until he chokes. It's very sad. when a robot vacuum chokes on a spool of thread.
Right? No, that doesn't sound like a fun thing. That's not. Oh, amazing! I
You wake up.
love this.
You wake up to your husband saying, "Honey, the vacuum needs Heimlich again."
Oh, that's funny.
So I'm
That's
going to switch the camera around again.
yeah,
So
please.
unless you need something pointed at or looked at, I will
No,
be
I think
happy
we're
to
good.
do
We do
that.
have some questions for you though. So
Absolutely, go for it. Yep.
Let's bring you back and
Let me switch you around again.
Yeah,
Okay, there. And this is fun, guys. You got to do this. Let's see, camera. I love it.
It's very fun. Yeah,
Facing
see?
front, and then by the time you get back, I'll be looking through my bifocals. Let my nose. There we go.
Yeah, see, we got you.
There we go.
Perfect. That's perfect. Yes.
All righty,
Okay.
we'll go back over here to my chair.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, Sherry said that she loves the shelves and the risers. Great idea. Yes.
Yeah, simple 2x4s.
Right?
Yep.
Yes. By the way, what you guys didn't see, Caryl tried to give me a nice little tour, and so there's a whole woodworking. There's a whole woodworking building, so she can do all the things. She can do all the things. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Lillian had a comment. She said, she has a commission she's starting shortly of all about tartans, doing the clan of Graham. Oh, client wants piece to put under glass to hand out to the next generation. Oh, interesting.
Use the mat board to separate your fabric from your glass so that it doesn't crush, and it will actually deteriorate faster if you don't use a spacer.
Ooh, that's a good tip. Thank you so much. So just has a little air to breathe around it. Is that
Yep.
kind of the okay? See, okay. So Lillian asked, where do I find the exact colors I need to use? Is there a source for historic colors?
Absolutely. If you go to the do a Google search for the Tartan Authority of Scotland, I can't remember their website, but it comes up first thing.
Yeah.
And you do a search for the clan you're looking for, and it will come up with all the tartans under that, and you can look at which one you like. And when you decide you want the thread count and set for that, simply drop them an email, and Pat, who I think retired, or Sue, will send you the exact thread count as long as it's not restricted. Yeah, they're happy to do it.
I love that you know their names. That you're
Yeah,
like,
the other
yes,
two.
here are the people you'll talk to. That is brilliant. Thank you so much. That's see. Okay, Deb says, tell me more about the black metal stand and the whiteboard on it, please. Oh,
The black metal stand and the whiteboard.
Was that when you're keeping track of the,
Oh, yes. That's just a simple, cheapy dollar store, school supply store whiteboard. And it's got magnets on the back, and it just happens my bookcase is metallic. And
love it.
Do you want to know what's on it? Is that what you need to know, Deb?
Oh,
or the board itself?
I think she was just asking more information. Yeah, I think that was yeah.
Yeah.
How fun. Okay, so Connie's very intrigued about your walking loom. She says, "How about a video? Are you on the walking loom?" Oh, you just have to stand at it, right? Isn't that the kind of the idea with the? It's just there's no sitting. There's no sitting.
There's no sitting. It's and it's walking. WAULKING.
Oh, get out! I didn't know that.
Yeah, and if you I've never seen it, which is probably a travesty. Outlander. I was told there's a scene where the women are walking the wool across the table with urine. If you didn't know, that bucket was full of pee. But that's a wet finishing wool. Yeah. Walking. It's the Scottish word for to move, to walk.
Please. What is it? Spell it again, please.
WAULKING. Walking.
Wow.
Yeah.
See? Okay, folks, we're learning so much today. We're learning so much. Ellen says, great tip on the tools. Yes.
Yeah, it's your space, make it yours.
That's so smart. And I think we do get kind of like it's precious kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ernie's all about the shuttle rack. He's loving that.
Thank you. Yeah. Love it.
Absolutely.
Need more shuttles.
Right? Yes. Carrie agrees. Modifying the tools to fit the user is fantastic. I don't think I have a hobby apparatus that hasn't been modified.
Yep.
We know
loom benches are not cheap. And this thing is the most uncomfortable thing on the earth. And I finally told my husband, I can't sit here. My legs are falling asleep. And I want it angled. It's straight across. I'm like, my butt is not angled. We cut the legs off at an angle. So now I lean forward a little bit. So
perfect.
Right?
Excellent.
We're falling asleep.
Okay, so Lori asked if you've got a finished cloth handy that we might be able to see.
A finished cloth?
Within reach there for us?
Yeah.
Good question, Lori. Thank you.
Finished cloth. Do I have finished? It's all over the place. I'm infested. There should be a spray. Yeah, I just finished the one with beagles that I was working on last month before the weave along. And so I've got, you have to send samples when things are finished to Scotland for the big book. It is a giant book and it's full of samples.
It's just one book?
So I'm sorry?
It's just one book?
Oh no, it's several. There
Oh,
are
okay.
thousands.
Okay. Yeah.
But they're those huge manuscript books because they've got big, huge. Where's the camera?
There we go.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, isn't that handsome?
So there's that one.
Nice.
Got this one, which was slightly wrong, so I started over, but it's close enough to show you.
Ooh, I love those colors.
Yeah. So
Very
there's that
pretty.
one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. There's another one. There's the one on the loom. Oh, hang on. There's one here. Kind of everything put away, but there's this one.
Ooh, isn't that sharp?
Yeah.
I like that. Very nice.
And what's really fun is I have another friend who just moved to North Carolina, and she's actually a hand sewing kilt maker.
Oh.
So she makes kilts, and somehow I became, there we go. I was like, where'd you go?
Yeah.
So she makes the kilts and I make the fabric. And sometimes we get together in the morning online and go, did you see the one that was turned in and registered this week? It's blinding. People will design things that are just shocking. You look at them on the screen and you get nauseous. You can see squares moving.
So is the idea, I mean, you can register as long as it's unique. Is that kind of the idea?
Oh, absolutely.
So there's no judging that if it's, attractive or something duplicatable. It's not like that. It's just unique. Okay,
and sometimes I wish there were.
Right? That's funny. I never thought about it that way. Huh.
Orange and purple should never make a kilt. It's just shocking.
That would be that would be a lot. Yes.
It's purposeful to them, so that's all that matters.
Right.
It's not my cup of tea, but that's not my problem.
Yeah, right, exactly. You're like, whatever. That's not doing the things that I want to do over here.
That's right.
Is for sure. Sue Ann says, it looks like a happy place to be creative. Absolutely.
It is. Got to.
Yes, exactly. I like that. And Celeste asked about the shuttle rack. Are you close enough? Can we take one more look at it? Just
the shuttle. Oh, where I have my the clothespin thing.
Yeah.
Yep. I won't turn the camera around this time. It takes too long.
Yeah, no worries. If
it is. All it is picture hangers on the top, mounted on the back. It's a piece of oak board with holes drilled into it on the drill press so that they're straight. And I literally took old clothes pegs and just glued them in. So there you go.
That is awesome.
You could stain it any color you wanted to.
Right.
But yeah, it's
cool.
You know.
Yeah. Brilliant. That is brilliant. Look how
and then the bobbin rack is one of those sewing spool.
Oh,
just in Joann's spray painted black.
Right.
So just
see, look at you, genius.
You if they don't make it, you got to make it yourself.
Right? No, I think that's true. That is awesome.
Yep. And I didn't show you, but all of this down here this is my alpacas that I weave with. All these.
Is it really gorgeous colors?
Yep.
Like
undyed.
Wow.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Caryl, those are great. How fun.
So they don't pay for themselves, but they work for me. So
there we go. Okay, so but you said that you don't have trouble with the alpaca, even though you have trouble with wool. Is that right?
Right, because alpaca doesn't have protein scales on it like wool does. If you put wool under a microscope, you'll see little tiny scales, and that's got protein in it. I'm not allergic to lanolin. It's the protein in the wool. And I can work with superwashed wool sometimes, and I can work with antique wool sometimes. Because the scales are the protein is so degraded that I can touch it.
Wow.
So it's trial and error.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Which has got to be a little risky because you're like, I don't know, maybe.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Man, that's incredible. See, okay, so Lori asked, do you spin your alpaca or do you send it out for processing?
I send it out for processing. I did try spinning once. I can't sit still that long. Oh, I don't have the patience to sit and spin.
Okay, fair enough. All right. That's a good question though, Lori, just to kind of clarify.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. Let's see what else we got here.
Plus, the staple length on alpaca can be a little shorter and a little less kinky than sheep, and it's not as sticky. So it is difficult to spin if you don't blend it with something else,
Okay.
which
Okay.
I cannot do.
Yeah.
And alpaca also does not have any memory to it. So, like when you wash wool and let it dry, or you wash cotton,
Yeah.
it'll kind of spring back to what you, what's the word when I just lost it. When you put something out to dry and you pin it so it stays to
Okay.
dry
Yep.
that way.
Yep.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Lost it. Alpaca doesn't do that. It can grow and grow and stretch and grow.
Wow.
So when you're making a baby clothes out of baby alpaca, keep that in mind.
Okay.
A
That's a
lot of people
great
don't
tip,
know that.
right? That's a great tip.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. So Kim says the Scots in me is nerding out. I'm from the Russell
Ah,
clan.
good.
Do you have some Scott in your background then?
I am 1/3 Scot. Yes, I'm
Oh,
from
one
the
third. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
My family though is from the border region, and to the point where I'm so close from Sterling. I'm so close to the border region that I would be called a Sassenach. So, which is
Oh,
yeah. So
gotcha.
yes, I am Scot. I do speak a lot of Scot, not Scott Gaelic, Scot,
Okay.
because I do a
Okay.
lot of business over there too. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
but we've
love it.
been here since 1625, so I can't claim Scott too much.
Right, right. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Celeste says such a gorgeous space, very inspiring. A
Thank
pod
you.
full of looms and yarn is arriving soon. Oh, good. Yay, Celeste. First, I have to sort all things currently in my studio. Yes. Oh, we understand that. Yes. But there's new things coming. You're like, one thing at a time. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. For sure. Oh, yeah. Deb says Sandlin, Clan, and Macmillan for me. Look at
Yay!
all of the other fellow Scots. That's awesome. I don't think I have any. And I've never done a test for sure, but that's exciting, though. I love that. Well, Caryl, this has been really, really wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your space with us. We have learned so much, and certainly, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm walking away a much smarter person about
Uh,
tartans and about all kinds of interesting things. That is for sure. So this has been so valuable. Thank
yeah.
you.
I have a great website for all of your learning to read drafts
Oh, good.
students
Yeah,
and
yeah,
for anybody else who's looking for a project.
yeah.
With my newest loom, I acquired a whole bunch of, I will call them vintage antique paper magazines from a
Ooh.
company that no longer exists. It's
Okay.
called Warp and Weft,
Oh, yeah. Okay. I've heard of that.
and
Yep.
it is full of vintage uh, 2 and 4 and 8 harness loom drafts that I've
Love it.
never seen before and are intricate and gorgeous. I mean, think 1940s and 50s dainty
Ooh.
bridge sets,
Oh, wow.
napkins. Anyway, in my search, I found out someone has put them online for free. So
Oh,
if
how
anybody wants to get
wonderful.
them, you can. You add them to your cart, but they don't cost anything, and then you check out digital download free.
That's
It's Warp.
awesome.
It's Warp and Weft Mag
Okay.
mag.com,
Okay. Warp
and
and
they're
Weft Mag.
wonderful.
Okay.
Hmm.
What a great tip. Thank you so much, Carol. That's awesome.
Yep.
Love
Thank
it.
you so much for having me. We don't get visitors out here.
We can be your virtual visitors anytime. We
I,
love
and I
that. This
love
has been
I
really
love
wonderful.
seeing you guys every Thursday morning. I love it. I
Yes, it's
love it.
really we're so lucky to have you part of the community. This has really been
I
amazing. So
and
yeah,
email me if you need me. I've got a YouTube
yeah.
page. I've got a blog spot. So
Excellent.
please visit.
Excellent. Yeah, for sure. That is wonderful. Well, thank you so much, my friend. This won't be the last time that we have you around, and I will be chatting with you for sure.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really, really enjoyed it. Bye, bye, everybody.
Absolutely. Bye. Oh my God, isn't she the coolest? How fun was that? That was awesome. Yeah, yep, yep. Our girl Caryl, man. I don't know about you, but I'm like, whew, I have to go get a cup of tea and sit with all of that. That was great. So much fun. That was awesome. By the way, if you would like to be a featured studio tour here on Live at the Loom, Caryl will attest it's not that painful. I promise. We always have a good time. So drop me a line if you would like to be, if you'd like to share your space. Doesn't matter the size. Doesn't matter what you got going on. Doesn't everyone's welcome. So just probably email me is the best way to do it, chris@actingcreative.net, and we'll slate you for an upcoming month. Woohoo! That was awesome. That was really good. Okay, so let's see, just a couple last minute thoughts before I release you into the wild. There was no new episode of A Handwoven Experience this week. We are right in the middle of multiple things. So watch for next week. Next week. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. See, look at you, Carrie. I'm glad you reminded me. I'm not here next week. That's exactly right. See, I feel like the sign of success is when the people in your community know your schedule better than you do. I am all for it. Thank you, Carrie. That's exactly right. I am not here next week because my fabulous nephew, the oldest of that generation, is graduating high school. Can you believe it? Sweet little Charlie, who's now, 6'2" and ripped. And it's going to be awesome. Anyways, I'm going for his graduation. So it happens to fall right during Live at the Loom. So sadly, I am not going to be around for next week. In the meantime, though, you know that all of our folks at the Acting Creative community will be carrying on. They'll be doing all the good work. So if you are not yet part of our group over there, you are officially invited. Come over and answer a couple questions and just jump right in the deep end, friends. It is a fabulous, fabulous group. And all we need is you. Just come on over. And also, if you aren't yet getting the weekly love notes, you're always invited to it. I ask for, a first name and an email. And then every Wednesday, I send you a sweet little note from me, a little story, a little link, so that you can take advantage of all the free stuff that's happening, all of the goodies. It's really, really wonderful. Nice, Caryl. Thank you. That's yeah. They do live streams. I'm not actually going for the ceremony though. This is for the party. See, it's my sister was like, I only get like 4 tickets, so we can't all come to the graduation anyways. So it's for the party. So anyways, all right, friends, no Live at the Loom next week. I am so sorry. During that time, weave a little something. Find something creative to do during next Thursday when normally we would all be hanging out together because I will miss you horribly. Yes, but I'll be back. What is that? I don't even know the date. Whatever, the second Thursday of June, we'll start right back up and we'll get back to it. So have a wonderful 2 weeks. 2 weeks, folks. And enjoy, all of our summer activities and, do something a little creative just for you. That's your homework. All right, friends. That's all I got. What a fabulous episode we had for today. Thank you for everyone who joined us. A very special thank you to Caryl for sharing a little glimpse into her life and her weaving studio. It was really a privilege. All right. 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'll see you all. Have a great couple weeks and happy weaving.